What's going on, everybody? Today we're looking at 9 tips that could save your life one day, okay? This could literally save your life, so if you want to watch this whole video to see every situation, you know, you can just live it so easily. I mean, the first tip of surviving is just drop a like on the video, okay? That's going to increase your chances of living by like 50% or something crazy like that. I mean, I'm being honest, try it. I mean, it works.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And if you want to increase your chances of living by 100%, hit that subscribe button, okay? I mean, guys, this does work. I'm not kidding. Anyway, first off, okay, surviving a plane crash. This one's a little tricky because you kind of have to do some preparation in advance because, you know, surviving freaking plane crash, falling from a plane 50,000 feet in the air, something you could do to prepare before the plane goes down. I know you kind of have to like predict this in, you know, the start end, but if you get a ticket or a seat in the back end of the plane, like the tail end of the plane, you actually have a 40% higher chance of surviving. So I mean, that one does take some preparation. I mean, you need to get one in the back end of the plane, not too big of a deal, but I mean, it's worth your life. So maybe you want to reconsider where you buy your plane tickets. But if it's already going down, you don't have a, you know, seat in the back, or even if you do sit on the back, okay, going like this on the front of the chair ahead of you can actually increase your chances of living by a lot. Don't question it, okay? I'm not trying to do this to make you look stupid during a plane crash. So you're definitely gonna be the only one doing that. I'm telling you that now, okay? No one else is gonna be doing that, but you know, hey, maybe you'll be the only survivor. The next survival tip: getting bit by a snake. And no, not your friend, okay? An actual snake. When it bites you, you know, we've all heard that, you know, your friend should like suck the venom out or something. This is just completely untrue, okay? Don't do this. Don't try to suck the venom out of, you know, someone when they get bit by a snake. First of all, you're not gonna be able to suck all the venom out. Who do you think you are, okay? You're not a Superman, okay? So, you know, trying to suck out the venom through the holes that the snake bit, it's not gonna work. Also, even if you do get some venom, if you have like cold sores or cuts in your mouth or whatever, you're gonna get the poison in you as well. So I mean, I'm not really trying to do that. What you should do, if possible, is give the snake the hands, okay? Just mess up the snake and then bring it into a hospital, you know, nearest you, and they can identify what snake it is, all this stuff, if it's poisonous, obviously, and, you know, get the correct, what is it called, anti-venom for you. So that's what you should do. Try to get the snake if possible, and then go to the hospital and get it solved. The next survival tip is when an elevator is falling, okay? Not just going down. It literally, like, it broken is falling, okay? You're pretty much screwed. But what a lot of people think is they try to time the elevator falling, and then right before it hits the ground, they jump. One, how do you know when it's about to hit the ground? Okay, you don't. Two, the only thing that's gonna happen is when the elevator finally does reach the ground, you're gonna jump, it's gonna stop, and you're just gonna slam right into the ground, okay? It's gonna be bad, it's not gonna be good, because you still have the velocity going downwards. Okay, if you've taken physics, you know all this stuff, so I'm not really gonna explain this stuff very much. Not because I actually don't understand this, but... What you want to actually do when the elevator is falling downwards is just lay on the ground, okay? If there's other people in the elevator, screw them, okay? Just lay down anyway and just get as flat as possible so, you know, the least amount of damage is done to you once the elevator finally hits the ground. The next survival tip is when there's an earthquake, okay? They always tell you in school to get under the desk, and honestly, unless you're in the science building, because those desks are strong, dude. Like, honestly, that's probably the safest I'll ever feel, being under one of those science desks, but unless you're under one of those, don't be getting under one of those flimsy desks, okay? That's not gonna do nothing to protect you against a roof falling on you, okay? It just doesn't make any sense, to be honest. What you should do is just get out of the classroom, get out of the building, okay? Why would you stay in a building when there's an earthquake going on? That one's obviously pretty self-explanatory, okay? Why are you trying to stay in a building when there's an earthquake going on? Definitely don't stay in and just get out of the building and just onto a street or something. As open as it can be, a field is the best place to probably go. Okay, if you get into a situation with a bear, okay, you're head on, one-on-one, quick scoping on Rust, whatever you do, do not run, okay? Because it may not look like it. You know, you see this bear? It doesn't look like it, but they are athletic, okay? They can climb trees. They can sprint faster than Usain Bolt, literally. They're really, really fast. So if you run, they will catch up to you like that and destroy you, okay? What you're supposed to do is just remain calm, okay? Just talk to the bear kind of in like a really calm voice. Don't be yelling at it, obviously. That wouldn't be good. And just retreat slowly, okay? That is if it's not, you know, charging at you, obviously. If it's charging at you, if it's already charging at you, I'm pretty sure if it's a black bear, you're supposed to get really big. I mean, you guys are probably like, Salty, how are you gonna get any bigger? I mean, look at you, you're massive. I know, thanks guys. Anyway, supposed to get as big as possible, okay? So if you have a hoodie or whatever, just stretch it out and just try to get as big as possible and just yell at the bear, literally. You're supposed to be as loud as possible as well. True story, when I was in Canada, okay, a bear literally was like attacking my cousin who was on the trampoline, and my aunt or something literally just got silverware and just started banging it, and the bear literally ran away, bro. So it works. You literally just gotta be loud with the black bear. A grizzly bear, if that thing's attacking you, you're kind of screwed, to be honest. Those things are huge, and you're just supposed to play dead. Like, obviously, you're gonna get messed up, but I mean, you're gonna get messed up less if you're trying to fight back the grizzly bear. In the emergency of a tornado, obviously, if you live in tornado, you know, territory, you should have a tornado bunk. That one's pretty self-explanatory, or else you're kinda not gonna have a good time. If you ever find yourself stranded and you need to know, you know, north, south, east, west, whatever, okay, and you don't have a compass because most people don't carry compasses, you can use your phone, obviously, just, you know, use the compass app or whatever, but, you know, most people probably will run out of battery. What you can do if you actually have a watch, okay, you can point the hour hand at the sun and then just split it in half, and then with the line there, as you can see on the picture, you can tell where north and south is. Also, once it's nighttime, you can actually look at the Big Dipper and the stars, okay, and that always points towards the North Star, and obviously the North Star is just completely north. Alright, in the case of a tsunami, okay, these things are really, really scary. I live on the coast, so, I mean, I'm kind of prone to tsunamis. What you should do, obviously, is not to be on a beach. That one's pretty easy to know. And also, just get as high as possible. Actually, no. Okay, you want to get to a high building. Okay, you want to get to a high building, just as high up as possible, okay? That one's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, this next survival tactic, we're getting on to the extremes, okay? We're getting on to full-on you versus wilderness. You're not just randomly attacked by a tornado or a bear, or I don't know, an earthquake or something like that. Okay, this is you versus the wild. You're running low on resources. Okay, something you can use is actually tampons. Okay, I'm not sure why, you know, I'd carry a tampon, or most guys, you know, maybe Serum would carry, you know, tampons with him. That's, you know, you can probably expect that. So if you're ever with Serum, you know, you got a hand of tampons with you, you should be good on this one. But these ones are good for absorbing stuff, you know, obviously for bleeding in your arm or something, you can use a tampon. Those are actually really good. And they're also really, really small, so they're easy to carry. Those can be used a lot in survival situations. Something as well, okay, you're still against the wild. You're not against like a bear. You're, you know, another survival, you know, situation. You need water, okay? Obviously you need water. And if there's not like a nice little river by you, you can actually just use a plastic bag and put it around the leaves on a tree. And after a while, they will, you know, just water evaporates into the bag. It's best used when the sun is actually hitting the leaves. Actually, we're going back to the natural disasters. Okay, this one is lightning. Now, this one's kind of hard to like tell because you don't know if it's actually going to get you. So if you're in a storm, there's lightning around everywhere. Obviously, there's a chance you could get hit by lightning. Now, what you want to do is not lay down on the ground, okay? Because then the lightning can actually just hit you. Even if it doesn't hit you, it can literally go through the ground and hit you as well. What you want to do is get to the lowest place as possible. Obviously, that one, you know, I think everyone knows about. But you want to sit down with only your shoes touching the ground, okay? Because they're not, you know, electric current, it's not going to hit you through your shoes. So that's what you only want touching the ground is your shoes, and you want to get to the lowest place possible. The last one is a lot of people use aluminum foil to like hold their food and stuff. So if you ever have this in a survival situation, you can actually use it as like a dry place to start fires or anything of that sort. Anything you need as a dry place, aluminum foil would do very well. Like if it rains or something on the ground and you're trying to start a fire, it's gonna be really hard, so that's why you have the aluminum foil there to start the fire. And I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, comment down below which one you know, learned the most from, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. What is it? This is not gonna be a good result. Do you think Michael Jackson should be a child specialist doctor? Really? Yes, he probably has lots of experience. No! This test cannot be saying this. Heck yes, absolutely not. Maybe, why not? Bro, he definitely has a lot of experience. When your eye itches, what do you do? I don't do anything. Go to the nearest bathroom, then itch it. Yes. Itch it then and there. While you're at it, make noises to attract attention to. Alright, yeah, I definitely do that. Alright, I do that all the time in public. All the time. When you're down in the dumps, what do you do? Lock yourself in your room and sob until you feel better. Alright, that one's pretty good. That one seems pretty... Yeah, why is there always a yes? When you're down in the dumps, what do you do? Who yeses? Prank call the police or other higher authority? Run up the phone bill to get back at your parents even if they didn't do anything. This one, bro. I guess. I mean, it's the only one that makes sense. Alright, these gotta chill. You were just kicked out of your house by your own children. What do you do now? Beg your children to let you in and you'll raise their allowance?